All right. We are coming back live because first time was not a charm, apparently. Let's see. All right. First time is not a charm, so we are redoing this again. Alrighty. Instead of me trusting my mic and trusting my mic, that my mic is working. Yes, now I know that my mic is working because I can see the green here. Trusting that my mic is working. I'm going to say this 3 times. Trusting that my mic is working. 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 All right. First of all, I want to apologize for all of you. I want to first of all thank you for all of you that were live earlier and sending me message and me not seeing the message literally, because let me make sure that the chat is like the way that I want it. There's so much going on here, but okay, we are using a new cool tool that was gonna make it easy for me to live stream on Facebook, on the YouTube, and also on LinkedIn and on Instagram here. And I tested it yesterday with my other live and it worked. And then I came here today and I saw something green here and I touched the button as a good tester that I am. And I came back and it stopped working. So again, I want to thank you for being patient with me. Even though I got a message from my husband actually that there was no audio. And then I check and I continue because I was already in the mojo of the talk. But I was confident that my live here, my tool, will record it and then later on I'll put it on YouTube. Maybe it was the Facebook or the whatever platform you were watching from was the problem. Then I got super, super sad when I got done. And then my recording didn't have the audio. And before that, I was like, what's wrong with this mic? Why is this mic on and off? So I hope this mic is working. Somebody please tell me the mic is working. Please. Before I go in for a full hour, I didn't realize that the mic is not working. And believe me, it is late where I am, but I am. We are going to do this. So let me check if we are really live wherever we're supposed to be live. All right. Looks like we are live. Looks like we are live. Okay. LinkedIn folks, please tell me if we are live. I believe I am now. It was a video. Yes. I believe we are. I'm just going to double check. Okay, we are. Yes. So it was a slight mistake of my dear Mike here that I'm going to forgive. And this is going to be fun because I really wanted to, I'm committed to do this masterclass. So let's get started. Shall we? Shall we get started? I'm going to try to give you everything that I did in the first round. If this is the first time you ever connect to anything that I've done, I would like to introduce myself to you. Okay? I'd like to introduce myself. And again, I want to thank you for joining the Recession Proof Your Career Masterclass by yours truly, Lizette Zuno. I'm Lizette Zuno. I have a 20-year tech career as a software quality leader. I've worked on many organizations, and my specialty is building key organization from the ground up and helping organizations use DevOps practice, artificial intelligence, to reduce waste, increase their productivity in the software lifecycle. Recently, as an entrepreneur myself, I've been doing the same with organizations around the world. And we have a lot of exciting things happening in 2025 that I can talk about later. But being somebody that have been in the tech industry for 20 years have allowed me to truly know a little bit too much about layoff. And I want to give you the whole full story because I did so well in my last live. But originally, for the longest time, I never wanted to talk about layoff. Like, who want to talk about such a bad thing? Never. I shun away from it. I never wanted to talk about it. It's just because at the core of myself, I'm somebody that is truly positive, and you're gonna see that today in the topic that we're discussing, which is unshakable confidence. So at the core of myself, I am somebody that is very much a positive person. So I think I probably push it somewhere behind my brain to not even tap into any of this negativity about layoff. So I never wanted to talk about it. I've been doing the Up Your Confidence podcast literally for 5 years. I actually started the Up Your Confidence podcast in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. Okay? In the middle of the pandemic, we started the Up Your Confidence podcast. And during the Up Your Confidence podcast, we'll bring guests and myself as a whole to talk about different way you can increase your confidence. Our motto is really to equip, empower, and elevate you. And we did that in the middle of COVID because I realized in the middle of COVID that we were all in lockdown and things were really shaky back then. And we are exactly 5 years again, and things are extremely shaky. But doing the podcast for the last 5 years has not only increased my own confidence as a host in this topic, but I told myself in 2025, I'm going to go a little more deeper into other topic. And frankly, this was not on my bingo card. This was not on my radar. When I started the year, the first 3 months of the year, I'm the host and I'm always leading the topic. Then later on, we bring in guests throughout the year. So I had my plan, what I was going to talk about in January, what I was going to talk about in February, and March, and then in April, we bring in a host. But then I was actually in a social detox, what I call social detox, which is a fast that I do. I do a 40-day fast at the beginning of the year. And one of the things that I don't do is scroll on social media. But because I'm a professional, I have to be on LinkedIn. And so LinkedIn was one of the exceptions. And while I'm on LinkedIn, I am seeing over and over again people I saw 2 stories that really broke my heart. That's why I know that this masterclass that I'm doing is really truly something that I was called to do, because this is really not Lizette. I don't like to talk about this kind of stuff personally. So hear me out. So I saw 2 posts that really broke my heart. I saw one young man, I believe, that was like a 7-year experience. And he was sharing how after 7 years, this was the first time that he got laid off, and it was truly hurtful, and it literally broke my heart. I put the support emoji, probably, most likely, right? It just broke my heart. And then I saw a second post, and this second post of this lady was on thread, I believe, and it was a thread that I was following. And this lady says she has been looking for a job for literally a year, and she finally got a job. And the job asked her to move to another city, and she packed everything, she was moving, and she was in the plane. So she took this job now, and she was on the plane. She was going to start like on Monday or something. And while she was on the tarmac getting off the plane, she received a message that the job has been rescinded. The job offer has been rescinded. That broke my heart. I was like, what is happening in corporate? What are company doing to people? And right there, I got the calling that I had to do this masterclass, because I was like, Lizette, you know so much about being laid off. In my 20-year career, I can count how many times I lost count, actually. I actually can only tell you the story of the first time that I got laid off, which we're going to talk about here today. The first time I got laid off was right after I graduated. 18 months, literally, I was in the job. And we were actually a lot of undergrad students that started in this company. And this company has been around for over 100 years. And around that time, which was 2007, 2008, there was a recession, another type of economical downturn happening, if you can recall. And this company was laying off everybody. So before I got laid off, literally 6 months prior to that, all of my friends were just being laid off here and there. You hear somebody in California get laid off, somebody in Atlanta is getting laid off, somebody in Los Angeles getting laid off, somebody in Chicago getting laid off, somebody in San Francisco getting laid off, somebody in Houston getting laid off. So by the time it got to me, I was already kind of like mentally prepared, but not really, but really. But I really remember that my manager, and today we had a full circle moment a couple of years ago, and he's such a nice person. All I just remember was he was in such a bad state that I felt like although he was the one giving me bad news, it did not go well. I was just like, fine, I know what's happening, and I left. And I learned so much, because for me, I've only been in the company for 18 months. So how bad can it be, right? But through the experience, what I saw and what I learned was people that have been in the company for 15 years, 17 years, 18 years, 25 years, 28 years, losing their job and losing so much. So that was my first experience with laid off, being laid off. So today masterclass, my goal on day one of this masterclass, and I really want to thank you for checking it out. Today we're going to be talking about how to build your unshakable confidence. And who better to share that message of building your unshakable confidence who is more than the confidence lady. The lady that have been hosting a Up Your Confidence podcast for the last 5 years. And we got selected or nominated or selected top 8 of 50 podcasts in the category of self-esteem and confidence. And that really gave me confidence that this year we are going to go harder and deeper in topic that I have not seen anybody in my timeline tackling, to be for real, right? So it's a 3-part series. Today we're going to start talking about laying the foundation of how you can build your unshakable confidence. Tomorrow we're going to talk about how you can pivot. And then the last thing we're going to talk about the skill set, the different practical things you can do to search for a job, right? Because one thing that I know about this layoff is, and for somebody that have been laid off so many times, is the fact that every time I get laid off, no matter how long it takes me to get another job, whenever I get the next job, I raise my salary 30 to 50%. So economically, the layoff doesn't really affect me. It increases my career, it increases my earning, and also elevate my career, right? Because I go to a better job. So I'm going to teach you some technique throughout this masterclass on how to position yourself to be able to gain from the layoff. The whole idea is to take something that was supposed to be negative, something that was supposed to shake you off, something that was supposed to knock you off, use that to actually elevate yourself, empower you, equip you to go to your next level in your career. Okay? I really hope you can hear me this time. All right. So my goal here is to the way, because I'm a teacher, I teach. The framework that I use is I'm gonna serve you some topic. I'll share some personal story if I have any personal story, most like I do, because everything that I talk about is really coming from a personal perspective, and also from people that I coached in the past. And then I'll give you action plans because I don't want you to look at this as a podcast that you're just listening to. That's why I was intentional and call it a master class. I want you to have pen on paper where you're writing down things that I'm going to be telling you, right? And then at the end, I will ask you, if you have not signed up and you're just listening to me on one of the social media, either on Instagram here or on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube later on, to sign up. I'll put a link wherever you are to sign up so I can send you the workbook because I'm finishing the workbook. I'll send you a workbook which gonna help you really jot down the homework that I'm giving you, because yes, I'll give you homework. It's gonna be an action plan at the end of each topic that I share. And it's not gonna be a lot of topic because guess what? I've already recorded this whole thing an hour ago. So I know. Let's see how fast I go this time. And I'm a fast talker usually, so I'm trying to really bring it down one level not and really allow you to follow through with me. And last session, we went past an hour, so I didn't take question. If I don't go past the hour, I'll take question. But please do send me question. Folks did send me some question while I was in the other live, actually, because on Instagram, people could hear me. And I think my network, it was just a mix of really bad timing. Like the network was iffy on Instagram, and also my mic was off, which was horrendous. All right, so let's get into it. So today we're going to talk about how to build your unshakable confidence, because what's going to happen is we want you to take care of yourself no matter what's happening right now, because you don't want to be already in panic mode, right? Nothing has happened yet, or even if something has happened, because some of you I know has already been laid off and we already been talking through it. But no matter what's happening, take care of yourself. And this is crucial. And this is where we're starting. We're starting from you, your mind, your body, and soul. Take care of yourself. Start having a mindfulness routine. Sometime before the layoff, some people are already checked out. I told you my personal story when I got laid off literally 17 years ago, right? That I was already checked out. Like all my friends already got laid off. By the time they tapped me on the shoulder, I was like, oh, I already know, I'm out. And that's not really a good state to be in. Because let me tell you, your health is your wealth and your health matter. And compared to me, the first time I got laid off, I was young, maybe I was in my 20 something years, right? But now imagine you are in your late 30, late 40 or middle 40 and you get some bad news. We don't want you to find yourself somewhere in the hospital even before the information get to you, right? So take care of yourself. Stay positive. And I kept repeating last time that this is not toxic positivity. This is not being delusional. This is actually being intentionally taking care of yourself. So create a routine. When I say body, mind, and soul, create a routine. It could be an exercise routine. It could be walking. It could be meditation. It could be a breathing exercise. Do something so you can get the positive and good hormone flowing in your body. It is super important to be positive, especially because everybody in your office is already stressed out, right? Everybody is already stressed out. So you don't want to be falling apart before the shoe drop. That is super important. It's literally like the calm before the storm strategy. Otherwise, you lose your mind. And I told you the story earlier when I started introducing myself, how I got laid off the first time. I was already feeling horrible because I went through each of my friend layoff situation, when they get laid off, they'll call me, we'll go through the whole motion of emotion, you know. So by the time it got to me, I was already like on the battlefield, literally half dead, right? And that's not a good state to be in. It literally took me 10 months to find another job when I got laid off. But I'll talk about in this masterclass different things that I did to help me sustain. And this was almost 18 years ago. It's like you are getting to the battle, you go into a battle, and you don't want to be tired, emotionally spent before the thing actually happened, if the thing is really happening. Because at the end of the day, you can only control something, right? You can only control what you can do. So, and the interesting part, which when I was preparing for this, I was like, this is a full circle moment because I have been laid off and I also lay off people. I've been in management since 2010, so literally 15 years is management, right? So I've been laid off and I also lay off folks, so I know exactly the emotion. Let me tell you the truth. The person that is laying you off and giving you that bad news is feeling as worse than you, because first of all, they had to know, they had to make the cut, they had to know for weeks ahead, they had to hold it in emotionally, they had to like do all this juggernaut emotionally for days while you guys are in the office. And I'm not even the most empathic person on earth, but it just ruin you. It just ruin you. So this, take it from me, being on both sides of the chair here for this kind of situation, it is horrendous. When you get laid off, your dignity is touched. You will feel humiliated. The person that get laid off, you will feel humiliated. So take care of yourself now. That's what I'm saying. It's not toxic positivity, but it's really taking care of yourself. That's the only way I can see it, because it's almost like you want to pattern yourself before you get the bad news. And it doesn't matter how strong you are, it's going to hit you. It's just how long it's going to take you to use yourself back up, pretty much, or take care of yourself. So that's why the key word here is take care of yourself. And if you ever listen to the Up Your Confidence podcast, which most of you probably have not if you are not part of our community, we talk about, one question that I ask every of my guests at the end of the podcast is, what do you do to up your confidence every day? Because we believe that you need to create some confidence habit, some daily thing that you do. And when I coach people, one of the things that I ask them is, find out 5 things you like to do every day. 5 things. And these 5 things are part of the mind, body, and soul framework. So if it's a mind, maybe you like to meditate. If it's body, maybe you like to exercise or do some breathing, or run or lift weight for me, right? And the soul, what do you like to do to feed your soul? Maybe you read the Bible, you're listening to gospel music, or you meditate, or you pray, or you journal. So find body, mind, and soul that you do. When I run my Focus to Mastery for years, my coaching program, this is mandatory. Everybody needs to define their confidence habit, and then we follow the program to do it during the 66 days of the program. So define your confidence habit. Create some daily routine. So now we get into the action plan for the first topic, right? Define your confidence habit around your body, mind, and soul. And be consistent with it. Yes, consistency, this is what I call consistency. 7 days a week, try to do 5 days a week. And if you fall short once or twice, that's okay. You are a human being. You can forgive yourself, but get back up and try to do it as much as possible so that you get into the habit of building your own confidence. Because confidence is actually a muscle that you have to build on a daily basis. Just like you go to the gym and you lift weight, right? I always like to joke the weight that you lift in 2013 or 2015 or 2022 is not going to help you in 2025. So 2025 in February, you got to wake up. Hello, you got to wake up and build that confidence again. So it has to be a daily habit. That's what we call a confidence habit. So define your own confidence habit based on your body, mind, and soul, and start using those. Okay. So that's topic one. We're done with topic one. Take care of yourself. That's the first topic. Now we are going to topic number 2, and I think we are right on time. I love it. Thank you. If you are listening to me, send a message, send a question, send a comment so I can see that my chat is working, because last session the chat was working and I couldn't see it, but I think I'm getting better at it, I'll see it this time. All right, I'm trying to make sure that my mic continue to work this time. So topic number 2 we're going to get to tonight is brand yourself. Define your brand. Start working on your personal brand. And I know for myself that for the longest time, when people are talking about the personal brand, it sounds so much like something that is so far out of reach, right? But I found a way to simplify it for myself. Because personal branding is just, what do you do? And I was at a conference, a couple of conferences this week, and you meet people and when you shake hands, they just say, oh, what do you do? And you are able to tell them. Now, if you are multi-talented, multi-passionate, multi-hyphen like us, you might have a lot of things going on. So try to, which is my challenge every day, try to just focus on a couple of things that you are known for, right? So your personal branding is simply, what do you do? Some of you use too much of your brain in your daily job that does not appreciate you, and you staying at that job. We're going to get to that. Some of you confuse your personal branding with the company that you work with. You are going through an identity crisis. And I saw this firsthand 17 years ago when I got laid off the first time. You need to learn to stay not only where you are appreciated, that's a different conversation, but you need to differentiate your identity, your company identity, your company brand to your own identity. Okay? I know it's not easy, and I'm going to break it down to you. So let's say you work for Meta, you work for Amazon, you work for Target, you work for CNN, you work for Walgreens, you work for Walmart, you work for American Airlines, and you work for Baylor, right? So big brand company, and you will love it. Most likely you wear the t-shirt, the logo, and you love working for those company, and everybody know you. You know how do you define a brand? When they say, oh, the guy that work for American Airlines, or the girl that work for Amazon, or the guy that work at Target. There's nothing wrong with that. But the brand, when we're talking about building your own brand, we want to know, what do you do at those company, not where do you work. So your own identity is, what do you do? What are you known for? Your brand is, what are you known for? So that used to bother me, because I used to get confused. And when your brand, when your identity is so tied up to a company, when you get laid off, you spend a lot of time because you spinning actually, because you are having an identity crisis. Because everybody know you as the guy that work at this company, right? If you never build your own identity, the guy that works at this company doing what? That's what we need to know you for. Not the company. What are you doing at the company is what we need to know you for. So you need to learn to create your own brand. I'm not saying to not work for the company and be proud of the company you are working for. No. You can be proud to work at Coca-Cola, and everybody knows what Coca-Cola is about. They sell you sugary drink. Apparently, Coca-Cola is selling water lately, but they sell you sugary drink, Coke, and everything else, right? But if you are a project management manager at Coca-Cola, I want to know that you are a project manager that work on a multi-million-dollar project. That's what you do. And that's what I want you to be known for, so that when Coca-Cola doesn't work, you can go to Pepsi, you can go to leave Pepsi, and now you can go to like Louis Vuitton or some other multi-million dollar brand company. What you do, what you are known for, not the company that you work for. So create your brand and thought leadership by attending outside work event, conference, association. Usually people will tell you, like, build your brand internally. I am not a fan of that. Okay, how many minutes did it take before I start being controversial? 31 minutes, good. So, because I'm going to be controversial in this masterclass, because if I'm going to do a masterclass, I'm going to tell you things that I really like or don't like, things that I know that we've been taught, but they don't work for us. So when people say build your brand internally, I'm not a fan of that. And I'll tell you, because it's usually not genuine. It's usually political. And I'm all for genuine connection. So if you have a mentor inside your organization, great. If you have I even prefer you to have a sponsor in the organization that you are connected to, great. But it will be even better and more interesting and more intentional and more strategic for you to have a mentor in your industry, right? Somebody that is even outside of your company. Because this is the reason why I'm saying that. This is just practical. If it's okay to build your internet network at work, right? Usually it does not help you when you get laid off. Because when you get laid off, you lose access. Because they're going to come and tap you on the shoulder in the middle of Thursday afternoon. Or these days, they are so horrendous. Whoever they are, it could be HR or they just don't even they don't even care about the people, the worker anymore. They send you an email, or they just cut your access. Or people say they go find out in a Slack on their phone that the access is already cut, or somebody send them a message on WhatsApp. It's just horrendous, you know. So, bottom line is you will lose your access. When you lose your access, all these people that you know internally, you don't have information about them anymore. The only time you have information about them is if you have created a genuine connection with them. And yes, I've built genuine connection with people, because my 3 core values as a leader are authenticity, visibility, and transparency. So if I'm able to create that and find my tribe, in a company, then I'm gonna be genuine with the person. I have friends that I work with company 18 years ago. We are still friends today, So that tells you that these are genuine connection. And if the connection is genuine, the person is going to have already your contact and they'll be able to reach out to you. But if it's not genuine and it was just transactional or situational worker friendship or work connection, as soon as you lose access, believe me, nobody will contact you. You're going to be on by yourself. That's why leverage your LinkedIn heavily. Out of all the social media that are out there that we know today, LinkedIn is the one that is super powerful for professional. And if you're talking about recession-proof your career, that means you are a professional and you need to be on LinkedIn. That's the reason why long time ago, I think even 15 years ago already, 15 years ago at least, I would never hire anybody if they don't have a LinkedIn profile, like good LinkedIn profile. Because I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you hiding yourself? Advocate for yourself. No one is coming to save you. This should be affirmation. No one is coming to save you. Brand yourself. Use social media to brand yourself. Be loud about everything you do. Yes, I'm using the keyword loud, because for us human beings, just talking about ourselves sounds like we are being braggadocious, but it is not. Because guess what? Nobody knows what you're doing. And for the longest time, some of us has been taught that, you just got to get it done and they will come. Just like in business, I say build it, they will come. This is all a lie. Brand yourself, use social media, and be loud about everything you do. You should be known for what you do, not where you walk. Remember I mentioned that, right? You should be known for what you do, not what you walk. Now, let me tell you a story. I personally has not been the one that understood it is brand yourself and your thought leadership early on in my career, frankly. I think I only caught the bud in 2018, which I think is super late, meaning I already have literally a 10 years career or even 15 years by then, right? 2018, yes. Before I realized that it was important. Literally at least more than 10 years, right? Which is not good. So I'm telling you my mistake, things that I've made, so that you cannot make those mistakes. So in 2016, I took a job, and most of my job that I take a transformational role. What that means is I have a roadmap. Usually it's a 3-year roadmap that I put up that we follow in, and every 6 months we have to deliver on our roadmap. And in this role, the first 6 months, you do an assessment, you get a sense of where you are, and then the next 6 months you are starting on implementing the roadmap that you presented after the 6 months. And I realized that after a year that I needed to upskill my team for everything that I put it on the list that we need to do on the strategy plan. We need to upskill the team. And in this upskilling team quest, I start requesting to send my team to conferences, to my VP. So I request, and I get declined the first time. The second time, it get declined. So I realized that, I still need to upskill my team. And I remember one Christmas, I had to buy a book. So now I'm going on a quest to find out, how do we do this thing? So I'm listening to podcasts, I'm reading book, I'm just following different people on LinkedIn, just so I can be in the know in the industry about who does what and what's happening. Because most of the whole time before that, I was like in my head, in my office, just doing my work. And I found one book by my mentor, Bob Galen. And I bought that book, literally. I took my own money and bought the book for all my team members, because I was really intentional about upskilling. Because here we are having like a goal that we need to achieve, right? And I need to upskill the folks. And I don't have the budget to do it, to take them to a conference, to make them listen to a webinar or anything. So I literally pay for that. It was not too much. For me, it was like a token of appreciation for the work that they have done already and something to give them. I don't know if some of them love it or not, because who won a book for Christmas, right? So then the second year, I changed it to something else. But that year, because I read that book. Is that book here? I read that book, and it's the 3 pillar of software testing, if I remember, right? Because Bob has so many other books. I think I have his other badass book here. But that testing book was revolutionary for me back then. So I shared with my team, and I wanted them to really understand some of the technique that Bob was defining in the book. But what happened after that was I understood the value of investing in yourself. So I started investing in myself. I started looking for different places that I can go to, different conference that I can go to, different meetup that I can go to. So then as I was attending the different meetup in my community, in my local area, and then also trying to understand other conference that I can attend, I'm learning from other people. And then at some point, as you're learning from other people, you realize that everybody come and they're sharing the experience of things that they're doing. And as I'm learning that as a leader, I'm also helping my team upskill. The only thing that I didn't do was put them in my car and drag them to those meetup. But I was definitely sharing about everything that I was learning on those meetup in our weekly session and everything, and encourage them to do the same as well, right? But as I was investing in myself, I was also investing in helping my team upskill, supporting them in their upskilling journey. Then there was a shift that happened because I realized that as we were hitting our goal and transforming the organization the way we want and meeting those strategic goals that I set up, I decided to use those things that we learned and start sharing them in my different community where I was attending, let it be meetup or even different conference that I attended. That's how I start creating my thought leadership and start attending conference and start sharing. So that's the journey. And that journey was just literally like a less than 5-6 years journey that I made the realization because of the lack of getting the investment that I needed. Okay? So it's truly important to attend outside event that has some benefit because they will see you that you are doing great outside. So on my podcast 2 years ago, my friend, a network guru, came to talk about networking. And one of the things that she mentioned, either on the podcast or later in her own podcast, and the stats about that, I don't have the who has the stat, but the statistic has shown that women that speak at conference or coach other women actually, but women that attend conference and speak at conference and do things at conference are twice likely to get promoted and even get promoted within 6 months. Let me repeat that again. Women that attend conference and speak at conference or coach other women are twice likely to get promoted within 6 months in the organization. Not only they will get promoted, but within 6 months of you doing that, you will get a promotion in your organization. And I can believe that because it's just simple human understanding here. Once human understanding and confidence, building your confidence. Once you start gaining confidence in yourself on what you do, and then you start going outside in your community and share what you do, people start knowing you for what you do. Then the organization that you work in realize that this is what you do, and they will want to keep you and promote you into what you really do. So don't be silent or shy or hiding behind I don't know what. No one knows who you are or what you do beside your 5 team member. And I tweet that today or put it on thread. If you only know 5 people in your organization, you are in trouble. So leverage your social presence on LinkedIn and other networks. This is all about building your unshakable confidence and community. So leverage LinkedIn, attend events in your community, meet people, shake hand like politician. Literally, politician doing a campaign. They come, they shake hand, they kiss the baby, they go outside like the kids say. So don't just stay in your company and go to work 8 to 5 or work remote 8 to 5. Go outside in your community. There's probably people that do the same thing as you in your local community. Go meet them, shake hand, so that when you meet yourself in the grocery store or elsewhere later, they will know you and they will know what you do, literally, right? So go outside. Never, never get tired of selling yourself, advocating for yourself. You should be sick of advertising about yourself because human being, We already feel like when we're talking about what we do is bragging. For the longest time, that's how I felt. Until I had to get over that. I'm still getting over it. But so it has to feel like, oh my God, I'm doing too much for it to just be you doing just enough. If you don't feel like, oh my God, Lizette, you are posting too much about your recession proof, your career masterclass, that means you are not doing enough. Okay? So you should be sick of advertising yourself. We are getting close to the action plan for the second topic, brand yourself and create a thought leadership. What are you going to do? Think about it. What are you going to do? Based on everything that I mentioned today, what are you going to do? What should be your action plan? I believe your action plan should be take asset of all the conference, meetup, place you want to start showing up at to meet new people in your community. Sometime this will require you to travel even. And let me be a little bit more controversial tonight after 46 minutes. You need to invest your own money to get yourself known. Yes. Because you're going to be like, oh, Lizette, how about if my company send me to a conference, yada, yada. That is fine. But you got to go with the mindset to know that people need to know you for what you do for that company. Not just you show up for the company. That's the difference. Okay? So sometimes you need to invest your own money. Because if you go through the story, you pay attention to the story that I lay out for you earlier. It's because I because if you want to stay there and wait for somebody to invest in you, it's going to take a long time. We don't have time to wait anymore. We're trying to build our own confidence, so we need to invest in ourselves. So the action plan is here. Pick 3 to 4 local events you can attend weekly. Because what I want is in a month, every week, you should be able to go to one event in your local neighborhood. Especially if you work remote, there will be an opportunity for you to meet people outside of your work. And then pick, so basically the idea here is start local, then go global, okay? So then go ahead and pick 3 more events that you can attend outside of your local area, so that will require you to travel. Maybe travel once a quarter. And all you need to go do at those places, I'm not saying go and do talking and all that. Baby step here. Because it's a confidence, we got to build that muscle. Just go, listen, applaud, ask questions, follow up with people, shake hand, kiss babies, as we say, right? And the reason that matters is that's how you start going to build your own confidence to even attend these places. And just feel comfortable around people that are part of your community. Okay? At the beginning, it's not going to be easy. It's going to feel a little bit like, oh my God, I don't know these people. But the more you attend and you feel like you guys have some connection because you are in the same industry, and it will get easier later on. There's something about being in a place with people that do the same thing with you. We were talking about your mind, body, and spirit earlier, right? And soul. It's connected to that as well. Because there's something called third space. You need to get out of your workspace, your life space, home space, and go to a third space. And you can use this location as third space. And it has been showing that since COVID, a lot of people don't have third space because a lot of people don't attend church, they don't go to the gym, they don't do other things besides work, eat, and stay home with the family. So create a third space for yourself for this kind of event. And the traveling part is really it's a different kind of mindfulness, actually. It's intellectual mindfulness. Actually, you tune into this masterclass today or even listen to any of our Up Your Confidence podcasts is a mindful exercise because you are investing in your, intellectual mindfulness. So invest in yourself. Pick 3 to 4 local events that you want to attend. Start making lists of those. Go to meetup.com and whatever, Google, Meta, ChatGPT, all those search places. You can find this information these days. And just put your zip code and you will see things that are in your local area where you can drive there 20, 30 minutes, an hour. I literally do that everywhere I go around the world now. And just walk the hall, meet people, listen, applaud, smile, and ask questions and follow up with people. That's the action plan tonight. Thank you for joining today. Thank you for your patience. Actually, that we started and we had a technical difficulty. Thank you for sticking around here on IG with me. I hope you found this valuable. And I'll invite you to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how you pivot. Today, I gave you 2 simple points. Simple. I try to break it down as simple as possible on how you can begin building your unshakable confidence. And you're going to say, Lizette, this is simple. I can do it. Yes. Start doing it and be consistent with it. That's how you're going to build your confidence. Okay? And be unshakable so that when whatever hit, it's not going to hit you the same way as other people. I'm trying to prepare you if something happens. If anything doesn't happen, you just be adapting yourself and reinventing yourself, as we say. So tomorrow, join me same time, 5 p.m. Central. Now I know how my mic works, so we won't have any technical difficulty. And we'll talk about how to pivot. Because if there was any other time in your career where you need to pivot, this is the time. Because we are in the middle of the AI revolution. And this is the best time for you to pivot into artificial intelligence. So we'll talk about how you can pivot, how you can upskill yourself. And the day after that, we'll talk about job search strategy and even how you interview and all that great stuff. Okay? So that's how we're going to build our unshakable confidence, okay? There was one last point that I wanted to add, but I want to make sure that day one, I give you just enough. And then tomorrow we get into it because today we had to do introduction and all that. So tomorrow we'll remind you what you have. And last thing that I'm going to remind you, if you are catching this either on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube later on, I'm going to make sure that there's a link below where you can sign up. When you sign up, you will receive an email when we're ready to go live, and also to send you the workbook at the end so that you have all this action plan, and then you can start literally using it. We'll give you space where you can do those work, those research, so you can follow up for yourself. All right? Thank you so much. This was a pleasure. I really enjoyed it myself. And if it's not confidence, if it's not commitment, if it's not consistency, I would never have come back. It's because I believe in this. This was not on my bingo card for 2025 to be doing this masterclass, but I told you the story behind why I felt like this was super important to do. So I want to thank you for sticking with me, and all the connection issue and technical issue. I hope you catch this somehow, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time and same place. Thank you. Stay blessed. Bye.